Hello, welcome back to Mama on Paper. Let me just fix this really quick. I just wanted to do a quick video, hopefully quick, video on previous notebooks that I've used, and so that I can go ahead and recycle these. I actually found them and I don't know why I'm holding on to them, but I want to make a video on them because I think it's important to know where it started, to know where I'm at now. And there are A6 notebooks here, pocket notebooks. I'll go over the different ways I used each of these, but this is where it all began with this one. This is from Exceed. It's an old Walmart brand that they no longer sell. Now they do pen and gear, but this was 2020 through 2022, and I used to name my notebooks. I started off with bullet journaling, and I just wanted every one of my notebooks to have a different name. And as you can see, this lasted me 2 years. So I'm not gonna go in depth into everything because this does have my monthly bills that I was experiencing through those years. It has daily notes, it has doctor's appointments, doctor's notes, it has a lot of personal information. There was never any real journaling though, but it's just a lot of like financial information and personal details that I don't really want to share, but I will skim through it like this for you. And that is how I use that one. What I do want to say is that throughout the years I've tried so many different layouts just to see what would work for me, and I think I'm just now starting to figure that out, but I'm not sure because I still am kind of hopping around a bit. This one I named Benjamin. It's from 2022 to 2023, which you could tell I actually started using them a bit more frequently. I wrote the name here again. This is also the Exceed brand. I think this is an A5 size, I think. But same thing here. I use it for bills, personal notes, calendar events, birthdays, things like that. Job income, bills that are outgoing, and not just things that I just don't want to share on the internet. From there, in bullet journaling in there, I did start to find a planner community, and I actually tested out a Hobonichi Techo, the A6, which I absolutely adored. But this is where I realized that I do enjoy daily pages and I don't really like weekly pages or weekly setups. But I still didn't realize that until after this. But I did use the monthly calendars in here, which have a lot of personal information on there as well. Let me see if there's anything that I didn't use, which I don't think so. No, they're all used. So this is the Avec. It's the half year. So this is the July through December, and I started it in August, which this is also where I found out that I like to do daily notations and kind of not really planning out my day necessarily, but writing things down for the day that I need to do. And then I kind of started actually journaling in this. So, which I found really comforting, and I hadn't journaled before, like talking about my emotions or how I was feeling about certain things, or really like brainstorming or trying to gather information from my feelings. Like that was never a thing before. It's not something I ever felt was necessary, but in the last few years I've really needed that for myself. And then I bought this, which is a Leuchtturm 1917 A6 or pocket notebook. I love these things. They're so durable, and I didn't have this carrying around for long, but as you can see, there's like almost no wear. There's a little bit there in the corner, but love the ribbons. I love that it has this. The only downside is that it doesn't come with a pen loop. I had to buy this on my own. And the same thing with this, it's all exactly the same, except I did start journaling more. This does come with a pocket. I did put sticker paper here, glued that in, never used it. I find that for daily planning and weekly planning, I don't even use stickers. So this is a schedule, kind of like a time blocking thing that I was going to try out, but I didn't end up doing. Some journaling, weekly planning, things like that. I would use this as my scratch notebook, which I would absolutely love that. But the downside is that this is $20 versus the little pocket notebooks that I bought from Amazon, a 20 pack for $15. And they each have, I think, 60 pages, if I'm not mistaken. And I'd much rather save pennies there if I'm just gonna toss the notebook, which I'm actually not gonna toss this one, only because these tabs here are specific things that I wanna transfer somewhere else that I just have not done yet. But this is from 2024, this notebook here. All of these over here I'm actually going to recycle, but this one I'm going to keep. And I will also keep this one because obviously Coffee Monsters Co. Emoji. But this is where I started drawing again. Helen inspired me and I started to draw again. I hadn't drawn in over 12 years. I went to school and I have a degree in art, an associate's degree for drawing and painting, and never finished a sketchbook ever in my whole entire life. Even as a child, when I would draw, I would start a sketchbook and ditch it, start a sketchbook and toss it away in the recycle bin and not finish it. This is my first ever completed notebook that actually has drawings in it, although it's not completely full of drawings. It does have notes and weekly planning and things like that in there. But this is my first ever, so I numbered it. I'm very proud of this, but got some stickers. And, you know, there's my daughter. I drew my daughter. They're not very good drawings, by the way. I just, we went to the dentist for her first time. They gave her a balloon. So I just like to draw, you know, memories and, oh, look at Coffee Monsters Go. I did put my little emoji pen loop in here that she created also with her partnership with Leuchtturm. And, you know, I had to use it with the Emoji Pocket Notebook. And then, you know, just some drawings. And then in the front is just regular things, but that's it right there. Super cute. Oh, I just loved having this. And this is the reason that I really got back into sketchbooks and drawing and planning, and not necessarily just bullet journaling again, but it's also what took me down the complete rabbit hole that is paper and pens and becoming a pen snob and a paper snob and just experimenting all around town with different things to where now I'm just completely confused and in, I guess, what other people in the community call planner chaos. And you know, just trying to figure my life out, figure out what works best for me. And I do like having a simplified life, a simplified journaling routine, just especially because I have young children and sleep is important, and I'm in the throes of it, so I barely sleep as it is. And the only time I'm able to actually sit down and journal and sometimes draw essentially is when they're napping or when they're asleep at night. And sometimes they go to bed extremely late. Their dad actually works graveyard, so I am with the kids by myself basically all day and all night, and their dad is home on the weekends to be able to help me with them and take care of the house and everything. But during the week it is pretty much chaos around here, so I try to keep it simple and you know, I try not to complicate things, but things have become complicated and I want to make them simple again. So basically that's where I'm at. So I hope you enjoyed that little flip through. I know it wasn't much and I didn't share much of the personal things inside of the notebooks, but now I get to recycle those and not hold on to them forever. So anyways, I hope you're doing great, And I shall see you on the next one. Catch you next time. Bye.